Hi, I'm Lee. I'm going to be driving one of the new test routes that Middlesbrough Test Centre are trialling. It's going to take in Thornaby. So we're going to do a quick drive of that, and I will do some commentary as I'm going around it, hopefully point out some of the pitfalls and things that you should be looking for as you do the route. Now, I would say with this route, it can change depending on what's going on. But it should give you an idea of the kind of things and the kind of roads that you can expect and the conditions that you'll encounter. Okay, so with all that being said, let's get on with it. So we're going to exit the test centre. Now, I would recommend that you use the entrance to exit it, because it just makes your vision to the left and the right a little bit better. It's not as steep on a hill start, and it's a little bit wider. But we're going to come to the end of the road, and at the end of the road we're going to turn left. So I'll check my mirrors and I'll give my signal. So it's middle and left mirror checks, signal to the left. I'm going to roll up in first gear, checking over to the right and making sure it's clear to go, and then we'll emerge onto the new road. Want to make sure that you get up to speed as quickly as you can, but in a way that's not dangerous. Now, we are going to be turning right at the red signs at plumb base, so I'll check my middle mirror and my right mirror, give a signal and alter my position, start slowing down and changing gear to second. Now there is a car coming through, so I'm just changing that to first instead. I'm going to slow down, looking into the new junction, making sure everything's good, and I'm going to turn. Once I'm in the new road, I will be doing a mirror check, just to make sure there's nothing behind me that I need to consider. Now, we do have some cars pulled up on the left, so I'll check my middle and my right mirrors, and I'm just going to move out, give them plenty of space. Okay, so as we get to the end of this road, we are going to be turning left. So we will do the middle mirror and left mirror checks and signal as I'm passing the junction. I don't want to mislead anybody. Now, I'm getting up to the junction mouth. Now I'm changing to first gear because it is quite a busy road. There's a van on my right hand side, but it's signalling to turn into the junction, so I'm going to emerge nice and quickly and check my mirrors again for anything that might be following me. So as we're approaching the traffic lights now, they're currently on red. They may change to green as we approach it, and we'll be turning right at them. Now, I do recommend that we use the left-hand lane to do it, because it's going to make our emerge onto the A66 a little bit easier. And while we're sat here waiting, we can just keep an eye on the traffic behind us, looking out for anything that could filter through the traffic, such as motorbikes, and lights are changing now, so I'll get myself prepared. Now, obviously with the car in front, I'm going to give it a little bit of space. It could be a learner driving, maybe not as confident moving off. And we're just going to follow the line on the right. It's going to take us around the junction. Now, up ahead we do have another red light, so I'm going to check my mirrors and start slowing it down. Probably squeeze past this junction mouth. Now the lights are changing. I've kept it rolling in first gear. I don't want to stop it unnecessarily. I want to keep the car moving. This is going to make it easier to start moving off. But I want to do it nice and slowly, nice and gently. And follow the road right. Now we are getting onto the A66. Now, as you've noticed now, or should be noticing now, because I'm in the left-hand lane, it's going to make it nice and easy. I'm just going to simply emerge nice and smoothly like that. If I had been approaching in the right-hand lane, I would have had to exit into the right-hand lane and then move it over eventually back into the left-hand lane if it was safe to do so. Because we're on the A66, I want to make sure that I'm giving plenty of space to the vehicle in front, so I want to use the 2-second rule. So we'll count anything that it passes, so like a landmark, and then we'll count 2 seconds. So for example, this sign, so 1001, 1002, and I'm passing the sign. Okay, so that's going to keep me a good distance. I need to be able to stop in the distance I can see to be clear. Now at the moment we're only going around about 43 miles an hour, so we're a little bit slow. We do need to be getting up to the speed of the road so that we're not inconveniencing other drivers. So I am going to start to speed up and I'm going to start overtaking if it's safe to do it. So I'll check my middle mirror and my right mirror. Just check the car signal to the right and I'm getting past. Now the car on my left of me did start to speed up a little bit there, but then I've realised that I'm overtaking. I've slowed down a little bit. I'm going to check my mirrors. They're holding me up. They're backed off now. So middle, left, signal to the left, see the car. I'm going to slide it in. Oh, and another car just emerging. So when we've got a situation like that, what you do have is you've got give-way lines. So when you're approaching the mouth of a slip lane to join onto a major road, you've got to check the vehicles that are already on it. They shouldn't be giving way to you. You need to give way to them. You're joining the major road. So when we get to this stretch of the A66, what I like to tell my students is to get over into the left-hand lane, because this does become a 3-lane carriageway. So I'm going to check my middle mirror and my left mirror. I'm going to signal to the left. I'm going to slide it over if it's safe to do it, which it is. So this van's getting a little bit slow on my right-hand side. I'm just worried about catching up to it. What we don't want to do is we don't want to be overtaking on the left. So it's coming into me now. I just want to make sure I've got enough space between me and them. So I'm going to watch for anything that it passes and count the seconds again. So the cone, 1001, 1002. Now as we're approaching, we are going to be following the signs towards the A19 South. So this is getting over into the left-hand lane. So I'm going to check my mirrors, turn left and signal. Car behind me, I just want to make sure I'm good. Yep, plenty of space and I'm moving over. Just think about this car. Yeah, it's going to do that. So I'm just easing off the gas. I'm just going to try to increase the gap between me and them. Again, I'm going down, gently does it. And that's the gap already good. And as we go around the bend, they're braking it too late. We don't need to do that. I just want to keep the space. So at this point, it's very important that we don't increase our speed too early. It can be quite you might feel that you need to, but you can't do it until you pass the signs there to say it's a national speed limit. I'm going to check the mirrors behind me, make sure we're okay, and we're getting going. Now this truck is braking. I'm a bit worried I might be trying to get into this lane. But I'm also thinking about the fact that it is quite windy today, and it is a high-sided vehicle. So it might be getting blown around a little bit. So I'm just going to hold my position behind it. I want to make sure I'm not in his blind spots, so if anything does happen, you can actually see me. And at the roundabout up ahead, we are turning right, heading in towards Thornaby, and it is traffic light controlled. So as we get up to it again, we're going to use the hill to start slowing down, checking my mirrors, middle and right, signal to the right, and I'm going to start easing onto the brake. And again, I'm going to give myself plenty of space behind this car. I do want to be able to see tyres and tarmacs, and I'm in. into first gear. I did need to slow down quite a bit there before the lights changed over. Now we want to be getting to the exit before the one we want. I'm going to check my middle mirror, my left mirror, and I'm going to signal over to the left. I'm going to slide it over now, and I'm in the correct lane I need. I'm going around the bend. I'm just going to check the slip lane on the left hand side as I approach it. Watch for any cars that might be in it, and if I'm safe to do so, I will be coming over into the left hand side. As you can see there is a merging turn, so just watch for any cars that are approaching on your right hand side. Now as we get to the Roundel, we are going to be turning left, heading towards Thornaby Centre. Looking over to the right as they approach the junction, I can see that there's cars there, they're waiting, they're not coming through, so it's safe for me to proceed. So as we're driving down Mitchell Avenue, we need to make sure that we're keeping an eye on our speed. It can be quite easy to start to increase it because it is a wider road, and it does give the impression that it should be faster, and it is a 30-mile-an-hour road. Now as we do approach Thornaby town centre, we will be following the road ahead. So it's very important now that we're reading the road signs and we're making the decision as to which lane we need. So as you can see there, the left-hand lane, it becomes a dead end, and you can only turn left, and that will take you into the car park. So we don't want to be in that lane, we need to be over in the right. Got a yellow box, and if you can see there is quite a queue of traffic. I'm not sure I can make it through it, so I'm just going to hold my position here. And this is another thing you do not want to be caught out with. The red lights up ahead, you've got to make sure that you can get across that junction and clear it. So while we're sat here, we can just be looking again for anything that might be coming through, checking for motorbikes, cycles, anything like that. Okay, green light, ready to go, and off we go. So up ahead the light is on green, so I should be able to continue, but I'm going to keep an eye on it for changing to red. It looks like we've got some pedestrians there on the left. Now as we get past this, I'm going to make a signal and I'm going to slide it over into the left hand lane. At the roundabout we will be taking the second exit, so we're turning left, it's the second exit, so I need to be in this lane on the approach. So I'm going to check my mirrors, slow the car down, checking over to the right, everything's looking good, and I'm going to emerge. Make sure to keep my lane. You see the white road markings there, and now I'm going to make my mirror checks, signal and exit. Now this can be quite a busy road with lots of cars parked up on the left hand side, so we need to be making sure that we're keeping an eye on things on that left hand side. There is a field there where you do get dog walkers with the dogs off lead, and so you've got to make sure we're aware of everything that's going on there as well. So just reading the road ahead, we do have the bend around to the right. It can be quite sharp, so we just want to make sure we're going at a speed where we can actually take it safely. And loads of cars parked up on the left. Okay, now we're getting to another tricky part of the route. It's a bend around to the left. Now it's a T-junction, but it bends around to the left. It is quite sharp with a junction on the right. So there's no need to signal, just to make sure we're checking our middle and our left mirrors. We're slowing the car down. Again, it is tight and cars can come through here quite quickly. Up ahead we have a Range Rover. It's pulled over, it's flashing me, checking it's safe to go. It is. Much for that, and we'll get through. Okay, so at the end of this road we are going to be turning left. Now again, you don't want to signal too early because of the junctions that's on the left before you get to the end of the road. So just get our speed down, looking over to the right, making sure it's safe to emerge, which it is because it's all traffic light controlled on the right hand side. And we're going to get out. Again, this is a 30-mile-an-hour road. We don't want to be going any faster than that. Now, there is a school zone here, and so obviously this does depend on the time of day that you do the test. So you need to be making sure that you're aware of kids, cars parked up, pedestrians, all that kind of thing. So extra observations, taking extra care, make sure we're all good. Now at the roundabout, we're following the road ahead. It's the second exit. So again, we're just going to make sure we get early observations over to the right hand side to make sure there's nothing coming that can stop us. Start to slow the car down, it's clear, so we're going to emerge, making sure we keep our lane as we're going around the roundabout. And now here, signal to exit. Just aware of the cars behind me as well, what's going on there. Now as we come through here, this is a 40-mile-an-hour road, but we do have traffic lights up ahead that are currently on red. So speeding up just to slow down again, it's a bit of a false economy, so we're just going to keep it nice and steady and start to slow the car down as we're approaching the red lights. No need to speed up too much. Okay, so the lights are changing, I'm just getting myself ready to go. Myself back from the car in front while it makes its turn. Okay, great stuff. I'm starting to speed up now. Okay, so as we get to the traffic lights, we will be turning left, and that is heading back towards the A19 North. So just make sure I'm in the correct lane for it. I'm signalling on the approach, and I'm slowing down. We do have some red lights, and they're changing now to green, so if it's safe to continue, I'm going to do that. Making sure I'm in the left-hand lane now. And again, it's still 40-mile-an-hour road, so we don't need to put our foot down. We can be nice and smooth with our speed and our progress. And at the roundabout, we're following the road ahead, but it is the first exit. So it's absolutely fine. Now on the approach to this roundabout, you can use either the left or the right to follow the road ahead. So it is up to you, but you've got to bear in mind where your eventual destination is going to be. Now mine's the A19 North, so if I'd used the right hand lane to get to go through that roundabout, I would eventually have to do what the VW there is doing and move back over into the left hand lane. Now it is a sharp bend here, so I do recommend that we slow the car down and keep it in around about third gear for that one, and we're about 20 miles an hour as we're going around it. We do want to try to keep out of the hatch markings. You should only be going into the hatch markings if it is safe and necessary to do so. Now as we're approaching onto the A19 slip lane, I do want to be checking over onto the right hand side to make sure it's safe for me to emerge, and I'm building my speed up. I want to be roughly about 50 miles an hour as I'm merging onto it. Key thing to remember is, again, we've got to look at the cars in front of us. There's no point in us putting our foot down to build the speed up if the car in front of us isn't at the speed of the road either, because you'll only have to slow it down, change direction, swap lanes, anything like that. So now this car is a little bit slow. I'm dropping my speed down a little bit. I want to keep my distance. Again, I need to be in this lane because I'm heading towards Middlesbrough. Now what I could do is I could get into the middle lane, get up to the van or the truck, and then overtake that, then get back over into the middle lane, then get back over into the left lane. So now we're heading in the correct lane towards the A66. I'm just being careful about the car on my right hand side again. I don't want to be overtaking it on the left. Now as we're approaching the slip lane that enters the dual carriageway, I'm keeping an eye on any cars that might be on it, and if I do see something, I'm going to be thinking about position and speed. Cars are still going about 60, 55 miles an hour. So I have built my speed up a little bit now. Now up ahead I do know that the road drops down to 50, so already I'm thinking about it on the approach. I can see the signs say it's a 50 mile an hour speed limit. I'm going to drop it nice and easy just by easing off the gas pedal. I'm not braking, don't really feel the need to do that. And now I'm 50 miles an hour as I'm passing the road sign. Just making sure I'm still a good 2 seconds behind the car in front as well. And as we approach the bend in the road, there is a road sign there that says it's maximum speed of 30. Now that's not a speed limit, that's a recommendation. So you can drop the speed down to 30 miles an hour. It's going to give you quite a bit of control as you're going around it. But it's not a legal requirement. Now we will be looking to merge back onto the A66 again, so I do want to be looking at my position, my speed, any cars that's going to come in front of me, such as the Seat, and I'm checking over on my right hand side to make sure it's safe for me to merge back onto the A66 as well. And I'm getting my speed up to 50 as I emerge. Checking the mirrors behind me just to make sure everything's good. So we're just going to keep an eye on these cars on the left hand side, looking okay as we pass them. Yeah, so we do know that there is going to be an exit and an entrance is going to be coming on at the moment. So already now I'm thinking what's the situation behind me on the right. Can I move over if I need to? Okay, so it looks like I've got plenty of space on my right hand side, but as I come through and under the bridge, I'm looking over onto my left. I'm keeping an eye on it, glance but don't stare, make sure there's nothing there. If there is, I might think about the actions I need to take, but seeing as there isn't, I'm fine to continue as I am. So again, we've got another road that's running parallel to the A66. Now there's no need to merge in with this road. It runs parallel and it will take us back down, heading towards the trunk road. So just keeping an eye on things here, but I'm not too worried about it at this moment. Now one of the things I do want to say is as we're coming over this, over the bridge, you need to remember to kind of keep your speed up, keep your pace up. I do find that with my learners they drop the speed down, and then as they go over the peak of the bridge it starts to speed up a little bit too much, so they need to ease it off. So they're either too slow going up it or too fast coming down. Okay, so now we're coming up to the throughbout. Again, I'm checking over on the left hand side. We are going to be turning right at the throughbout, so I need to be in the left hand lane to do that. So I'm checking my mirrors and I'm signalling and I'm moving it over. Okay, so as we're getting into the up to the traffic lights, we've got to think about the position that we're going to take. Now we are going to be turning right, and then we're going to be taking the road to the left. So we need to be in this left-hand lane on the approach, and this will take us onto the middle lane on the actual throughbout itself. Lights have just turned to red here, so we're going to move it forward. But I don't recommend again that we put our foot down. Those lights on the other side are never green when you come around. They're always on red, so it's always worth just keeping it nice and easy. So there's no harsh acceleration, no harsh braking. It's a lot more economical to do it like this. Safe for us to move off. And there we go, we've emerged into the left hand lane. Now if you can see the white sign there, it's a left only turn, so at the traffic light we're turning left. So I'm going to keep the signal on, just keep it nice and smooth. Lights have changed now, so I'm just going to keep it going. Keep it nice and controlled going around that corner in about 20 miles an hour. Third gear will be absolutely fine for that. It's a wide sweeping bend. It's not too sharp. Okay, so now we're going to be taking the next road on the right. It's between the two traffic islands. So I'll get my mirror checks all sorted out, give the signalling done. Now you can see there is a car waiting to progress, so I'm going to slow it down a little bit earlier, change it down in a second. Okay, we're all looking into the junction. Okay, and it's safe for us to go. Now, as I looked, the car in front had to pause behind that truck, to let the other cars past. So I just held off moving in until it was safe for me to go. Okay, and at the crossroads we'll be turning left. So again, mirror checks, signalling, just keeping an eye on that pedestrian on the right hand side and then blocking the car on the left. It's quite closed view on the right hand side with a number of trucks parked up on the pavement. So I'm just going to creep it out a little bit. I'm just going to open up my vision. Is it safe for me to move? Yes it is. So I'm going to move off. Again, just going to check my mirrors behind me, make sure that there's nothing there, or I'm aware of everything that's going on. And we'll be taking the next road on the right. So I'm going to get everything sorted out. Mirrors, I'm going to signal as I'm passing the no entry sign on the right hand side. Myself slowed down. Now there is a car coming, so I'm going to get myself in first. I'm just going to wait for them to pass. I'm not in a rush. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And now making sure as I'm turning, I'm not crossing that centre line. Don't want to turn in too early. I would also recommend going at quite a slow pace down this road, down Maxwell Road. People do have a tendency to fly out of these gates on the right here, and from the car park that's pretty much in front of us. And we do have to think about all the learner drivers as well that may be going for the test or preparing for the test. And again, we don't want to be causing any problems for them either. Okay, and that's it. So that's the new trial route taking in Thornaby. Hope you found it helpful. If you have, drop a comment, drop a like, it's always appreciated. If you've got anything else that you're not sure about, again, just ask the question in the comments below, and I will see you again next time.